Welcome, Heaven on Earthers, to tonight's transmission of Divine Within. I thank you for co-creating this moment here with me, where we remember that reality bends from within and that your identity, your being, you are the first cause, you are the source of all that you see as an individualized expression of God. This is going to be a breather. It's going to be a breather message today. Oh gosh, it's going to be a briefer message today. Here, 3 C's of manifestation, breaking this down. Now, you manifest, I'll say this, you manifest as quickly as you believe that you do. If you know in your truth, in your heart, and the 4D and the 5D and all the other Ds besides this one, that it's instant, then you will see materialization happen at what appears to be a quote-unquote faster rate. But at the point in time of materialization, if you're still outcome focused on seeing it in your reality, you are still consenting, back to that, I'll get to it, you're still consenting that you're separate from it. You're one with everything you see, and that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you see the person that left you, the bitchy teacher, your mother, your father, your estranged sibling, if you see your coworkers and everyone around you as separate aspects of yourself that you can only observe because they exist in your psyche, as they exist in your psyche as a representation of what you believe to be true about yourself, the world, and others, but it's all coming from whence you are. Ram Dass says that imagine everyone you meet is God in drag. But if we talk about God, we're talking about oneness, we're talking about allness, we're talking about consciousness itself, we're talking about the inextricable thread that is the substance of all things that binds all of us together, where we're made from and where we go, the stardust, the dirt, and everything else, you, me, and everything in this room is made up of consciousness. So what you observe in the outside world, you can only observe what you participate in. You can only observe what you create from the substance of your internal world, and the substance of your internal world is until you have consciously decided to design your life by desire. And desire meaning, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Do you want to keep participating in relationships where you feel like you're not prioritized? So desire is not about, oh, give me all the material things. What do I want? No, what is the truth of your heart and your being expressed in that individualized, through that individualized, localized point that is you? What do you want? Because oftentimes we take what reality gives us and we think that that's all that there is, but as an individualized expression of the all, you're only seeing what you will allow yourself to have. So materialization happens as quickly as you allow it to. If you start with the understanding that manifestation is instant in the 4D, we must talk about that. It's happening instantly. The minute that you decide, this is what I am, this is what I'll experience, this is what I consent to, this is what I align with, and this is all that I will accept, then it's done. It's happening. But then the minute we decide that, the minute we do the meditation or the scripting or whatever, the permission slip of, as Bashar calls it, the permission slip of I used to be a witch, and I realized that all of that was it's you, the power is within you. So I'm not for or against witchcraft. I just don't think it's not the basil leaf or the oils. It's you. It's the power that you assign to those things. And I guess going through a process and going through a ritual and assigning power to said ritual to bring about a certain outcome. It's not the ritual items that bring about the certain outcome. It is a power that you have charged them with, and your conviction that these certain ritual items bring a certain outcome. That's what brings about the outcome. It's you. It's what you're charging it with. So, if you have maybe a conflict with someone else, that is because you in your mind have assigned them to a role of the adversary in your mind, probably because they represent some familiar archetype that you have dealt with in the past, but it's just you interacting with a different version of you that you're arguing with. It's all you. It's all you. So 3 C's of manifestation per the Heaven on Earth methodology of Divine Within. Heaven on Earth being the understanding that it's all here now, and that it's all here now because it's all one thing, and that if you feel separate from it, that quote unquote truly is a sin that is discussed in the Bible. And I'm not telling you you're sinning. I'm saying, like, how the hell do we live in this realm of separation while simultaneously in our being, in our essence, being a localized expression of oneness that appears to be in separateness? So heaven on earth is just my way of communicating, of talking about the fact that the frequency of fulfillment is here now. If we think about heaven, we think about just basically, to summarize the total fulfillment. You get to meet all your dead dogs and your dead family members, and there's all this happiness, all this peace, and all this other stuff. I'm not talking about a Christian heaven, but just, kind of the conscious, cultural, collective idea of what that is. That's here now. That's here now. The lie is that we're separated from that fulfillment. There's nothing you need that you should want for, because you are the wanting itself. You are the wanting, and you are the wanted. You're what you want, and you're the act of doing it. You are the creator, the created, and the act of creation happening in a localized node called a self. Heaven on earth, divine within methodology. So to receive anything, positive, negative, whatever it is, and most of this is happening unconsciously. And I imagine this again, so I'm using some visual imagery here. Imagine co-signing something. And maybe you consent before you co-sign. You can co-sign before you consent. It's not necessarily about the order itself, because actually looking at it, I'm thinking they could happen at any point in time. But they're happening together. Sign your name on that dotted line. So you first have to, in order for anything to happen, any event in reality, something that you want or something you don't want, you've got to co-sign on that dotted line and saying, yes, this is what I am. Because again, you can observe something and not participate in it. But oftentimes we think these two things equal each other. They don't, but we think they equal each other. So we think if we observe something, then this is just who I am. So it doesn't matter what it is, what we're talking about. If you're seeing it in your reality, then at some point in time, and you did it enough times, because it's not the things that you just do once. At some point in time, you decided that this is who I am. So, like, let's think about, again, just a very common example, because it's something I've been hearing a lot about. Like, people are having, at least like allegedly in culture, right? People are having trouble. And see, this might be different in your reality, so I don't know. But people are having trouble getting jobs, right? So if you can, so let's just say you had a job and out of the blue you lost it. It's because you're participating in a reality that says, I have trouble. I am someone who has trouble keeping jobs. No one hires me. So then you're in a state of, I am looking for a job. I am seeking employment. Okay, again, that's a reality that you're co-signing. You're saying, I am someone who has trouble keeping jobs. I am someone that no one will hire. I participate in a reality where no one is hiring. I am someone who sends applications all day and I don't get a response. Which, if that happens enough times, it becomes emotionally normal. If and only if you are mistaking what you observe as something you have to participate in, meaning you could send out applications and not get responses right away, and not then assign, not internalize that, and not then assign to yourself that this is my reality, this is all there is. It can just be, I'm so hireable that I am so hireable that they looked at my application and they had to bring it to the higher ups because they've never seen something like this. And yes, it sounds delusional, because if you live as the cause, you're not waiting on reality to confirm the things that you're saying, because reality is coming from the things, not just that you're saying, that you're acting, that you're doing, your entire organization of self, how you spend your time, what you think you are, what is, again, emotionally, as I was getting to, normal for you. So you can experience something, and if you get nothing else out of this, you can experience something, you can observe something and not participate in it. But oftentimes, because we observe something, it then becomes the reality that we're participating in, and those two things don't need to be the same thing. So because I am having trouble keeping a job, I now agree that this is normal to me. This doesn't have to be normal to you. You can decide that they fired me because I was overqualified. It's not normal for me to be unemployed. I always have money coming in. They just didn't, that's just a thing. That's just a thing that happened. That has nothing to do with who I am. And I just got hired for whatever the job is that you want. You notice you co-sign on the reality you want to participate in, and you agree that that's what's already happening. Because internal certainty always becomes external observation, no matter what. And positive, negative, everything in between, what you're internally certain of is going to become what you externally observe. So that's the 3 C's of co-creation. That's 5 C's. The 3 C's of co-creation. I like that. I think that's what I'll title this, the 3 C's of co-creation. You've got to co-sign it, meaning you've got to sign your name, really. I mean, if we were to make up this contract of getting ghosted, right? And the man shows up at your door and says, hi here, I've got this contract. This is that you're going to continue to get ghosted from everyone that you message or that you become close to, because when you were a child, your parents were not very emotionally available, and you're used to people shutting down and leaving when they experience some level of conflict that they don't know how to discuss. And because that's what you have agreed to in the past, I've got this new contract here, and I'm going to ask you to just sign your name on this dotted line so that you can continue to re-experience this. It will continue to be emotionally normal for you, and that will be a kind of sort of agreement. And because it's emotionally normal, you will continue to experience this. But this really shouldn't be any type of big deal, because you're used to this, right? You stop signing that contract. You're like, no, I'm going to draft a whole new document where I am in emotionally available, available, trusting, communicative friendships and intimate partnerships. That's what I will sign. That's what I agree to. That's the world that I live in. I am someone, because this also doesn't, again, if everybody's you have to remember that this is not just about the world that you participate in. This is how you treat yourself. This is how you interact with yourself. This is because you're only seeing you. You are only seeing you. You are seeing your designations out into the world, and those designations are based on how you interact with yourself. So you'll be emotionally available to yourself. You are someone who's emotionally available to yourself because you know how to sit with yourself, because you don't abandon yourself in key moments, because you're not drinking and smoking your feelings away, because you are not scrolling your life away, because you are present with yourself, because you journal, because you communicate with yourself, because you are there for you. You are somebody who is emotionally available, and I will agree to only interact on a close basis with other people that can return a level of mutuality to me. That's what I agree to. And because that is something that on a consistent basis, I show up for myself, I show it in my actions, I show it in how I participate with my world, I show it in how I process my emotions, I show it in the fact that even when I feel like giving up, I don't. That's what I'm certain of, and eventually that will become my external observation. But here's the thing, I'm not looking for other people to prove to me that they're going to show up and be emotionally available to me, for me, because I'm emotionally available for me, and that's what I need. And because I'm not looking for it on the outside, because I'm detached from that outcome, because my version of the world that I agree to and consent to is not dependent upon out there, I will get exactly what I already know to be true internally with certainty. I'm not waiting on, person X to show me how emotionally available they are to me, because I'm emotionally available for me. So what they do or don't do is irrelevant, but because I'm not looking for it, because I'm detached from that outcome, and I'm going to only see reflections of myself, that is exactly what I will see whenever it shows up. But that's not the fucking point. So this was of value to you. Check out the show notes below. The podcast, the written word of this platform, the Liberation Chronicle, is there for you, as well as my schedule to get into some one-on-one work if you would like deeper guidance with manifesting your heaven on earth. Until next time, my name is Lucian. Remember to be good to yourselves and others, because everybody's just a version of you anyway.